Hey, this is Ruben. Welcome to the CL60 Boomers Reboot podcast. Listen, if you like what you hear, take a screenshot of this, put it on social media, and give us the hashtag CL60, and we will connect with you. Now, today we're going to talk about how you take your concept or your idea, the three phases that you need to go through to take what you know to the masses, reboot your economy, and reignite your life. I'll talk to you right after the music.
All right, so here's the big question. How do adults like us reboot our economies? Well, there's currently a $162 billion industry of people consuming, of all things, online courses because they want to short path their learning curves. So what does that mean for us? Well, what if you could take and turn your knowledge, your passions, your skills, and your experiences, all that stuff that you've accumulated through the years, and create your very own online signature course with the stuff that you already know, and in the process, create a brand new income stream from anywhere in the world without all the tech overwhelm or having to sell your soul. And here's perhaps the bigger question. How would your life change? You think about that. My name is Ruben, and that's what this podcast is all about.
Welcome back. Listen, I'm driving down to pick up my daughters Friday afternoon. This is a trip that I do every Friday, so I take advantage of the 2 hours that I'm going to be driving, and I record this podcast. And some of you are going to see it in YouTube. Some of you are just going to listen to it as an MP3 or downloadable in Stitcher or in Lip Sync or in iTunes. I don't know, but you're going to get it. And I'm not going to do anything on the board or anything like that you're going to be able to understand. So if you just have an audio and you're just listening to what I'm saying, you are not missing out on any important information. All right, perfect. Let's get going. Listen, the three things that you need to do in order to be able to share what you have in your head, in your brain, that idea, that concept, the experience, all that stuff that you've accumulated through the years, to be able to share it with the masses so that you can reboot your economy and reignite your life. The first thing you got to do is you got to have what we call the conception phase. Now, the conception phase is not what we think of conception as something new, but it is the conception of taking and defining what your business idea is. It's either a product or a service, and what it is, something that you have in your head. Now, what we do is this. We study the market. We look at what our competitors are doing. We look at what people are actually buying, and then we identify who the client is, and we validate our offer. Important to keep this in mind. So the conception phase of us taking our knowledge to the market is pretty much understanding what it is that a market is looking for. We have knowledge. We have worked on something for many, many years, and so we're pretty much the experts in our own field on whatever it is that we do. Now, our market is looking for something like that, but we may have a different twist. We may have something that they're looking for that is not in the market yet. And we say to ourselves, man, I can do that, but I can do it better. Or I can teach that in a better way. And that's what we look for. We look at what the market is asking for. We look at websites, and there's like BuzzSumo, there's Google Trends, and right now my mind is going blank, but we got Google Trends, BuzzSumo, we have AdWords, and pretty much the large search engines, when you start to type something, automatically give you a drop-down list of what people are actually looking for and what are some of the most looked up for terms. Like, you can do that in Google, you can do that in YouTube, you can do that in Amazon. So they're going to give you what people are already looking for, and then we go look at what it is that is being served to them. When we see that and we look and we say, man, I can do that better, or I have a different way of doing it, well, there's somebody's going to connect with the way that you think that is a better way of doing it. Somebody will connect with that. There are enough of those somebodies all over the world that it can help you to reboot your economy and reignite your life. I want to talk about that, how we do that in just a second, or in another episode. We'll go further in depth into this. So we define our business, we define our idea, we define the product by looking at what people are already buying. Then we identify the client. Who is the client who is actually buying this? We validate the idea by seeing who it is and how much of it they're consuming and they're buying, and then we design a system that we are going to use to attract them to us. Now, we do that in the creation phase. We talk about the conception, now we're going into the creation phase. And the creation phase is where we're going to create our content. This is where we're going to actually develop what it is that we're going to give our clients. We can do it in steps. Remember where they're at now and where we are promising to take them in the future. So that bridge, that gap, that is what we're offering. Where they're at now, where we're going to take them. We go that in much more detail in another video, but that is where we're going to create our content that we're going to deliver. Then, based on that, we're going to create our offer. What it is that we're offering these people. Now, remember, the offer is not always like, well, it's a good offer. No, it's not something that is on sale. The offer is the collection of the things that we're going to offer a client that is going to be able to help them breach the gap to where they're at, to where they want to be. Remember, they have a problem and they're looking for a solution. We're offering that solution. So how many steps do they got to go from point A to point B? That is what we're offering. We're giving them the bridge to help them short path that the resolution to their issue or their problem. Then we create a marketing strategy. How is it that they're looking for their information? How are we going to get this information to them? Is it in a course? Is it audio and videos? What do we feel more comfortable delivering? And actually, it's not what we feel comfortable delivering. It's what it is that they are willing to consume, and then we have to adapt and create that for them. Then we're going to sell them a product. That's where we have the creation. Now, the last phase that we have to talk about is the conversion. The conversion is where we're going to generate traffic. What kind of traffic are we going to use to bring those people to the product that we're selling? How we create a sales funnel, how we do a webinar, which is a presentation, which is one of the best ways of selling online today, is because you get a connection with the people. They get to see you, they get to hear you for a longer period of time than just a 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 minute video, where they get to understand and connect with you, and then it gives you the ability to take the time and explain to them what it is that they're going to get in the offer. And then the last part of the last phase is automation, where we automate the system where this can be repeated over and over and over again. So in today's podcast, just to give you a quick recap, what we talked about are the 3 phases of taking your knowledge out to the masses so that you can reboot your economy and reignite your life. And that is that you have the conception phase, where you're going to validate the idea that you have. You have the creation phase, where you're actually going to create the product and start your sales. And then you have the conversion phase, where you actually bring more traffic to that initial offering that you have, where you create your sales funnel, where you create the message in your webinar, and where you actually get to automate the system and the processes. I want you to think about that, because you got something up here in your head, something that you've been doing for years, and you know a better way of doing it that is either being taught or that somebody else is doing it, and you can share that with the masses. And that is going to help you reboot your economy and reignite your life. I'm going to see you in the next podcast. Take care.
Follow along as I show you the marketing strategies and the fundamentals to help you share what you know so you too can reboot your economy and reignite your life. Follow me on my YouTube channel or Facebook, and it all starts in RubenSantiago.com.